Once again, Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, class. I would like to welcome you all, first of all, to this new session, that is speaking of 2023-2024. Cool? And to this, our course, speaking of EDU4216. That is Ideas and Institutions of Islamic Education. We don't normally say our names, but I think I'll do that today. My name is Dr. Mubarak Abu Bakr Saulawa. Majority of you are aware of who I am and what I teach. Most especially the fact that if you come from, you started as a UTME student, you must have passed through a course called EDU4216. Cool? That is philosophy of education. Yes, I will do it alongside Professor Bello A. Bello. As usual, we'll do it together with him. And this course called Ideas and Institutions of Islamic Education, as a way of introduction, you should note that it's not the same course that you went through in level 200. That is speaking of EDU4212, Islamic education. Go. I call it Islamic education there. That is a level 200. This is a different approach. Yes, a lot of things might actually look the same. The fact that we are all talking about the same religion. Go. Yes, but however, the approach is going to be entirely different from what you used to know it to be. I want to look at Islam and how it uses, or that is the rationale behind Islam as a religion, and also the rationale behind Islamic education, and how Islam uses its own institutions to actually educate the young, or to educate the entire public. You understand? So, as a way of introduction, we try to address like 5 or 6 questions. The whole course will revolve around 5 to 6 questions. The first of which is talking about what is Islam. We'll say a big deal, a whole lot about what is Islam. And then secondly, we'll also look at what is education. That is the second question. And the third question will be, what is Islamic education? After having defined what education is, then we'll now go ahead to define what is Islamic education. And the fourth question will now be, what is the rationale? What is the philosophy behind Islamic education? 4 questions. Cool? The fifth question will now be, what are the institutions of Islamic education and how do they actually impart knowledge of Islam? What are these institutions? Yes, this institution we are speaking of social institutions of the society. When I say social institution in a society, you know that if you do sociology, you know what I'm talking about. We are talking of the family, we are talking of economic institution, we are talking of political institution. We're also looking at educational institution, as well as legal institutions. These are what we call the social institutions of the society. So we're not approaching Islam from this dimension. This will address the question of what are the institutions of Islamic education and how do they actually impart the society. Do you understand? And then we go ahead to do the last part of the course to try to differentiate between Islamic and Western curricula. How do you know that this is a Western curriculum and this is an Islamic curriculum? What makes them different? And normally that is where Professor Bello A. Bello would come in. You will do that together with him. And you also round up the course rather. Okay? So it's like out of 10 lectures, I'll take 8, and he takes 2. To address this last question. Okay? So these are the major questions that I'm giving you 6 questions now. These are the questions that we are going to address as far as this course is concerned. If you can address this question from now on, you're already ready for exam. Yes.